Hey, Muffin here. Welcome back doing a showdown that I've been needing to do for a long time against two Tier 9 DPM beasts. Very well known for their DPM and just really being able to rip tanks apart. These two tank destroyers we're now going to be taking head to head to see which one will end up being the better one. We'll go over their stats, talk about them, my opinion on which one is better. So we've got the Jagdtiger, the German Tier 9 tank destroyer. Definitely quite a beast, has an excellent cannon. And then we are also going to be looking at the SU-122-54, which has among some of the highest DPM of a Tier 9. But there are some strengths to the Jagdtiger that are pretty significant against the SU-122-54. So when looking at these two, the Jagdtiger has about 300 less DPM compared to the SU when using the standard ammunition. The SU doesn't have as high as a average damage per shot, so the Jagdtiger does have a little bit more there. The SU is a little less accurate, not by much, so the Jagdtiger does beat the SU in accuracy a little bit. A big differentiator is that the SU only has 4 degrees of gun depression, which tanks that have 5 degrees are already bad enough. Basically, I deem those type of tanks as almost not even having any gun depression whatsoever, whereas the Jagdtiger's gun depression is 8 degrees, and that gives you a significant amount of more flexibility with that cannon, especially when coming up and peeking over hills. That 4 degrees on the SU, you really have to keep that thing on flat ground. You're not going to be able to get that cannon down very much, if at all. 4 degrees, I think, is some of the worst gun depression actually in the game. Now, in terms of maneuverability, the SU is a lot better, and that is very, very crucial in being able to get to key positions very, very quickly and playing that supportive role that you need to be in when you're a tank destroyer. Being able to position yourself in a way to help your team be very aware of what's going on, and being able to relocate to help provide that support when necessary. Jagdtiger is not quite as fast. The SU does have better camo ratings, so anything in terms of strategically positioning yourself to snipe, you're not going to get as detected as easily. The Jagdtiger is a bigger tank. In terms of armor, the Jagdtiger does have more armor. But when putting these two against each other, the fact that they're two tank destroyers typically have the best cannons of any other type of tank in the game. So you can just see a little bit of just how red that is, but the lower glacial plate of that Jagdtiger is a bit weaker. So here we have the first round victory as the SUs. So very well played. I liked how the SUs kind of split up a little bit. Some of them even started flanking, coming up around the other side, using that maneuverability, and it really was able to give them the advantage. Now, in that first round, there was a Jagdtiger that did have a stock cannon, so it was not quite fair, but super appreciate those that had helped. We were able to get kind of a mix of different people helping, so huge shout out to those people that had helped. And we were able to just kind of switch things up a bit. And then thank you, Garion, for also helping put together these replays for our video. So going out here, dunes, you can see the SU really doesn't have a hard time, especially when switching to that premium ammunition and just cutting through. Now that Jagdtiger just fell apart, just got ripped. Now, both of these tanks you don't really want to be in front of or stuck in front of it, because it'll just rip you up in a normal blitz battle. But even this one Jagdtiger caught between two SUs, you can just see how fast they are just deleting these Jagdtigers. Jagdtigers are a little bit split up, and what's really helping the SUs in this is just focus firing on one Jagdtiger at a time, just taking them out, and you can just see how quickly these Jagdtigers are just falling apart. Now this Jagdtiger is in a very, very bad spot. So unfortunate. And yeah, that things didn't pan out too well in that round. So the first two rounds, Jagdtiger has really struggled. Will the Jagdtiger be able to come back in the last round as a victory, or is it going to be a total annihilation? Now, I personally like the Jagdtiger more, just because I'm more of a history buff. The Jagdtiger just has more, just is like more historically iconic than the SU 12254. So yeah, I am kind of biased when it comes toward these two different tanks. However, stats-wise, I do think the SU is a better tank destroyer. Even though the Jagdtiger does have that better gun depression, it just has that better maneuverability, which is just really key, and it does have slightly higher DPM. So even though, like I said, I do love the Jagdtiger more because of its historical meaning behind it, the SU stats-wise in Blitz is better, in my opinion. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below what you think. So SU's kind of splitting up, going around. They're going to be detecting each other here pretty soon. Jagdtigers, I believe, we're coming up along the same side. Here they go, starting to get detected. And using that camo rating, once again, that is a strength of the SU. So the SU was able to get behind these positions for cover, behind these bushes, faster than the Jagdtigers, and be still just for a little bit to have that camo kick in, making them a little bit more invisible to the Jagdtigers that were still approaching. And just look at that, already Jagdtiger down. So that SU's maneuverability is able to quickly help them back away after taking a shot, whereas the Jagdtiger, it takes a little bit longer. Man, so anyway, great game. Thank you to all those that participated. Hope you guys enjoyed this showdown. This is the Muffin here. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.